Welcome to RPG Archive. We have a very special guest today. It's Dragon Quest Poppy. He's a return guest.
What's up?
Poppy, tell him about your channel. I know you've done it before, but just do it again.
Sure, yeah. So, Dragon Quest Poppy. I talk about a little game, well, several, but a franchise that's called Dragon Quest. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's awesome. So yeah, and then besides that, if I can plug a little bit more, I have another channel called Poppy Polite Gaming where I do other gaming stuff. So, anyways, but yeah.
Did I tell you the last time that my original intent was to cover only Dragon Quest?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was going to be the original purpose. Me and Teddy wanted some outlet for our Dragon Quest love.
Really? Cool.
And then through circumstances, it fell back on me. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to have enough to say about Dragon Quest.
Interesting.
I said only a fool would go down that route. And so I started doing my other thing, and then I found you, and it was like, oh, there's like a shitload to talk about, and he has like 1 million people on his Discord. So turns out that it would have been the right choice. I'll just live vicariously through your channel.
Sure, why not, man? we enjoy you. We talk about you quite a bit on stream sometimes. So,
but I really like trolling you on Reddit. That's my true hobby.
Do you troll me on Reddit? Oh, are you talking about the crazy guy?
The crazy guy.
Oh my gosh, bro!
Shout out to the crazy guy. How's it going, dude?
Shout out to the crazy guy. Freak, bro.
Oh my god, that was so. Oh my god, that was the craziest night. You were like, "Did you say this?" I'm like,
dude,
no.
I am still blown away at how like normal he acted, like you and Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was literally acting like both of you guys for like an hour, and we were all because he was even like saying stuff you'd say. I mean, not 100%, but like we thought it was you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. This stalker is like committed, bro. It's crazy.
Like, I know he changed his name, and he changed the name of his thing, and it was just like one letter off. That was crazy.
Yeah, well that was another guy. I don't know.
There's multiples?
Dude, he's done it so many times, bro. This guy, we think he's secretly like part of my Discord.
Okay.
And he's just like, because the amount of like trolling, and I don't know, it's just insane. The level of commitment is crazy.
Jeez.
But yeah, anyway, shout out to him.
Shout out to him, man. That's some effort. It's funny. Like I admire that kind of effort. I just wish you would put it.
Actually, we ended up basically, telling him like, hey, if you want to be a mod, let us know, sort of thing.
Really, you would let that?
No.
Like I admire the effort. I just wish you would put it into something more constructive.
Yeah, that would be nice, but who knows?
Speaking of constructive, Miguel Anito says this is a Multimaster, aka the Rockstar.
Respect.
What are some good RPGs on the Switch? You probably know a couple.
Well, I mean,
what's
one? I got it. Dragon Quest XI-S, incredible. It's my favorite Dragon Quest game.
Sure.
Yeah, that one is awesome, But yeah, I don't know. But besides that, I mean, there's a bunch. I mean, you're the RPG archive guy. You've got to have a couple too.
Sure. SMT5 is great. It's got awesome gameplay. The story, I've heard people complain about it. Teddy doesn't like it, but I don't play SMT for the story, so I did not care. The gameplay itself was really good, and the exploration was actually really great too, which is surprising. It almost like explored like a Zelda game, like a newer Zelda game.
What?
But like an open world style with but SMT setting. That was fantastic. So
that sounds cool.
Big ups to that. Have you played the Octopath Traveler series?
I played the first one.
What'd you think? He's dead. I blew his mind.
Something's loading. I don't know why.
There we go. You're back.
Hello?
You're back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why something loaded. I don't know. So what I was saying was I don't like how disproportionate like the character models compared to the enemies look in battle.
Mm.
Like I don't know why it just takes me out of the whole experience so badly.
Sure.
Like I don't know why, but it just totally takes me like because the thing is the characters have like beautiful like portraits, you know, but in the overworld and in battle, they look like a chibi form, like a small version. But
Sure.
then the enemies look all like huge and epic and cool. Even the human characters look like crazy, you know, cool and stuff. And so because of that, it just feels off, you know.
Do you know what
I don't
that's
know
an homage to?
what.
Final Fantasy.
Oh,
That's how the
interesting.
earlier Final Fantasy games were 6 and before. Was your
Oh.
character models were just like sprites, but then
Right.
the bosses and a lot of the enemies and stuff were these like grand
Oh.
things. But that's not to say it's good or bad. It's just that's what it's
Right.
reflecting. I tend to agree with you on that. I think it is a little jarring. It's weird to see like a boss fight and the guy is like 8 times the size of your party.
Well, it's not just the size too. It's like the level of
Level,
detail.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it just, yeah. I don't know. It just throws me off. I know it might be a dumb complaint, but I don't know. It just feels weird to me.
sure. Yeah, I
But
played a good chunk of 8, and I or sorry 2. I've
oh,
Octo on the mind.
hmm.
And I played a lot of 1 too, and I always get stuck at a certain point, not because the game is hard, but because the game is boring. I just like do not care about the stories, and that's all the game is really because
Yeah.
the gameplay is really solid.
Hmm.
It's got good
Yeah.
farming and everything. It's just it forces you at a certain point to just start doing the stories, and I
Yeah.
could not care less about any of
Yeah.
it.
The gameplay was really. I like the battle mechanics and like the I don't know, just like the whole way it worked. But yeah, it just totally took me out. I don't know.
Have you
So.
tried Bravely Second?
No, but I have beat the first one, which I really enjoyed. And I have thought about the second one, but maybe someday. So
It's good. It's more of
yeah, the
that.
first was a lot of
More of
fun.
that. Yeah.
So
Let's see
yeah.
RPGs. I mean, you can get set Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 on there, so those would be a slam dunk.
Does
Uh,
Dark Souls 1 remaster count?
sure, sure.
Classic game. Just saying.
They got to get Bloodborne over here.
Oh,
Do you think they could fit Elden Ring on the Switch?
no, there's no way.
Well, oh, do you think? I guess a better question would be: do you think the sacrifices they would have to make to Elden Ring would be worth it to get it onto the Switch?
Probably, probably
Because
not, man.
they could turn it like what they did with Kingdom Hearts, which is also an RPG, but not one I would
Mhm.
ever recommend to any human being alive. But they could make it like a streaming thing, right? Because then didn't
Yeah,
they do that with Kingdom Hearts? Was it like a streaming game?
yeah. Yeah, which I hear runs terrible, but I don't know. I've never done it personally, but
Yeah, never.
or maybe depends on the person's internet or whatever. But yeah,
Um, honorable mention to the Mana series.
mm, I'm actually very curious to try that out.
You know they're
So,
like multiplayer up to
ooh,
they don't start out that way, but you start to amass characters and then they become multiplayer games, which is freaking cool.
whoa, I didn't know that. That is cool. I'll have
Yeah,
to investigate that.
can play with when your kids get a little older.
Yes, can't wait.
Teach them some classic gaming. Isn't that annoying when like I see it on Reddit a lot where they're like, I'm indoctrinating my kid early, and they got him playing like Chrono
Pokemon.
Trigger, Pokemon One, or like Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. It's like your kids would
Yeah.
rather play literally any, like they'd rather play
Yeah.
Fortnite or something. Like, why are you torturing
Yeah.
them?
100%. Like I personally believe, start like Mario,
Yeah.
maybe eventually do some Pokemon, just kind of work their way up to it. But
Yeah, if they
anyway,
ask, if they see you playing, they're like, I want to try it, then okay. But
yeah,
don't be like, here's what gaming is, and it's like
yeah,
Final Fantasy 1 on the
they'll
NES.
hate gaming for the rest of their lives after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Malta also asked, "What are your thoughts on Fire Emblem Engage?" Well, I didn't list it as a great RPG for the Switch, so there you go.
There you go. There you go.
You played this Fire Emblem games?
I haven't played Engage. I've played Three Houses, and I did enjoy it. But I prefer Fire Emblem on the 3DS and the Game Boy Advance. The old school Fire Emblem stuff was really really good. Maybe because of like the graphics. I really enjoyed the graphics, the sprites and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, but I don't know. The 3D kind of, I don't know, just kind of throws me off a little bit.
I
But
100% agree, and you know my stance on anime. That applies to Fire Emblem.
oh, I was about to have a heart attack.
Yeah, no, it's
You almost
just
said Dragon Quest.
almost. Hey, 11 and 8 dabbles in that, but specifically Fire Emblem, I think the 3DS one had that, like, you could rub them with the stylus. That rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh,
And then Three Houses felt like I was just grooming these children, so I did not care for either. Game Boy Advance though was phenomenal. Those are the first one is that came out in America is my favorite Fire Emblem.
classic, bro. So good. So good.
It's incredible.
Oh yeah, bro.
Teddy, so your sworn brother, it's Majority. Check out his channel.
Shout out to Majority.
He asked, "What are your comfort RPGs?"
Ooh.
Well, I know what yours is. Well, I think.
Well, let's hear it.
I think we share a comfort RPG.
Ooh. Okay.
It's Dragon Quest XI.
Yeah, for sure.
You can literally boot that up at any time and just be happy.
It's classic. It's makes me feel good inside.
Yeah, I'm just smiling when I play that game.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I love it. I really do.
Do you have any others?
I really enjoy the older Pokemon games. Like I don't know why, but I always come back, and I think this is kind of an overrated response, but I really always like to go back to like Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. For me, they're just like classic games. Like Gold and Silver, the original ones, literally were like my childhood, and then Heart Gold and Soul Silver did a really good job as remakes. And then the Mystery Dungeon games as well. I love the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. Great games. But I think, yeah, I think that's about it, more or less. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be weird for me. Not maybe Chrono Trigger,
Mm.
but definitely Chrono Cross.
Oh.
Because I like Chrono Trigger a lot more as a game. It's
Right.
it's almost like a fact that it's a better game. It's like almost a fact, or it's like
Yeah.
somebody could waggle their finger and be like, I think that that's better.
Mhm.
But no. Chrono Trigger is the better game for sure. But Chrono Cross has a really pleasant setting. It's like I always get this word wrong, but I'll try. An archipelago? Archipelago?
I know what you're saying. I'm not going to attempt to say it. But I know what you're saying.
It's a collection of islands.
There you go.
And the music is so good in that game. And I rarely talk about music in video games because like I wasn't raped as a child. So but I like the music in this game so much. And it's like one of the few games where I bought the CD for it, like the music CD, because it's so good. And I like have that music there. I mean, I don't do that for anything else, but it's incredible.
Dang. That's what's up, bro.
And then a weird comfort one would be Elden Ring. I actually like once you've beaten it once, you can just go back and not I'm not talking about New Game Plus. I don't do that shit. That's boring. I mean,
Really?
starting over and being like, okay, I want to be like the one I'm doing right now is I want to be like max out my stamina. Like I want maxed out stamina to carry as much shit as I possibly can and see how I can if I can beat it like that. Like that's literally I just like to go and do that shit.
Interesting. So you like doing interesting challenges. What kind of build did you do the first time, and what kind of build you're doing now?
First build was Unga Bunga.
Unga Bunga. The heck is that?
Oh, come on. You're a Dark Souls guy.
Unga
That's
Bunga.
strength.
Oh, okay.
Strength.
I don't know
build.
these terms. Jeez, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did a strength build. And
I didn't
then
know it was called Unga Bunga. What the freak?
it's because you carry two weapons. You go Unga Bunga. You're vegetable.
I love it.
Anyway, and then the second time I beat it with an agility build. Or dexterity, I guess. Whatever they call it in is it dexterity in Elden Ring? I'd pop back and forth. I think they may call it something else, but I can't remember.
Something like that. They change it, I swear, every game or something. But I get what you're saying.
And then I tried to do a magic build and it was the most boring thing ever, so I stopped. It was so boring.
Right.
I don't know how people do that. But I love seeing their cool like spells they're casting and shit.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
I don't have the patience for it, so I ain't doing it. And then and the newest one I'm doing is just trying to equip as much shit on my character as possible. So
Respect.
let's see how that goes.
Sounds fun. Sounds cool.
Poppy, that's you.
Oh, I'm just gonna say this right now. I hope I don't get banned. Every time we've done this, you've done a Q&A episode, I get banned. So here's to not getting banned. Everybody cross your fingers.
Everybody at home is crossing their fingers for Poppy. What's your favorite machine to play RPGs on? Oh, that's a fabulous question.
Oh, thank you.
There's only one answer.
Ooh, okay.
Steam Deck.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
It's the best emulator. Like I have any RPG I want that's like from the past.
Right.
I can put it on there. And then it plays all the way up to modern. Like more modern than Switch games. So it's like
wait, so you can literally emulate games on it, like any game.
Basically. Up to I think they're doing actually up to Switch. They have up to Switch on it.
Wow. Okay, well and
it's portable, and I have the dock for it, so I can play it on my TV if I want. So
respect.
I mean, you could say my PC, but I don't really game like hardcore game on my PC. I play like League of Legends and shit on there, but like actual RPGs, it's the Steam Deck for sure.
Respect.
What about you?
I do hear good things about it. I'd just say Switch because it's just I don't have a Steam Deck, first of all, but second, it's just easy to pick up and play, and or you know what, it could be the 3DS still.
That was my backup answer.
Honestly, it could be the 3DS still because man, that system has had so many freaking great games.
Yes,
and I still pull it out on occasion. Right now, I'm playing Dragon Quest VII on it.
Me too.
Ooh, yeah.
40 hours in.
Oh, respect. I want to say I'm about 20, but
okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I love it. So that's my answer. 3DS. I
3DS,
love 3DS
is a fantastic answer because the Steam Deck can play everything. It can even play the 3DS library. Oh, but why would you want to play DS and 3DS on a Steam Deck? You want the dual screen visual, like the feel of it, because that's how they're designed. So that's how you should play those games. So technically it can play them, but I don't want it to. So 3DS gets to play all the other games. And you're right, there are so many RPGs on the Nintendo DS and the 3DS. It's incredible. It's a powerhouse.
It's so
And it's
good.
weird because it's a powerhouse that they can't just duplicate. Like
Yeah,
with
there's
like with Final Fantasy VII, right? Like you can just put that on anything.
right.
But like, what do you do with the Etrian series? They ported it, but it's not the same
Mhm.
thing. It's like
Mhm.
not. The drawing apparently is pretty weird on it, and
Oh, really?
yeah, because it's not meant for that. Like it's
Right.
yeah, so like you can't just easily port those games over, so they're kind of stuck there unless Nintendo finds something clever, which hopefully they do.
We'll see.
Uh-oh. Another question on here.
Oh.
Hablas
Oh.
Espanol or no? Oh, no.
Oh. Wow. Well, you said it. You said it pretty good.
No, I don't. Uh,
Why not?
you know that I'm half Hispanic, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I took
Mexicano?
my mom doesn't know Spanish.
Okay.
And my grandpa, her dad,
Oh.
he's passed away now.
Okay.
But he told her he didn't want her to learn Spanish because he wanted her to be indoctrinated in English culture.
Ay, ay, ay.
And that was a huge mistake because everybody pays you more in Arizona if you know Spanish.
Oh, there you go.
So she got screwed over by that.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like a priority for me to learn. Now I took it for 5 years. I took
Okay.
it 4 years in high school and then 1 year in college, of which I did not last long. But I did finish that year of it. And now I can like, there's little bits I can do, but I could not keep up a long conversation in Spanish. I could sometimes understand some words, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you do pick it up again and you practice it, I have requests for you.
Oh shit! You can't turn down a quest.
So my family's from Uruguay. It's in South America, small country. Our accent in Spanish, instead of saying like yo or pollo or calle or lluvia, we say sho, pocho, calle, lluvia.
So the
we
two
add a
L's
sh.
are a sh?
Yes. Or the Y's.
Okay.
So you should totally adopt that, bro. Just saying. It just sounds cooler. So
Caiche?
Cache.
Cache.
Yep.
Oh, so you take the I out of it too.
Well, cache, there's no I in cache.
Well, the I sound. The
like, right. Yeah. Yep.
So you said pocho for chicken?
Oh, that sounded perfect, actually.
Pocho. Well,
Yeah.
see, Spanish is easy. It's actually not a hard language because it's just how it looks. Like it's Latin. Latin words are just pronounced how they look, usually. So it's really kind of easy to read Spanish. It's those darn like Japanese names I can never get that Teddy's always correcting me on because they all look ridiculous. But like Spanish is pretty easy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And you just make it sound as like almost like obnoxiously full as you can.
Yeah.
Pocho.
Oh,
Like
there you go.
it's like you emphasize the vowels. Pocho.
Yep.
And it
Yep.
just sounds like that's how they talk. Although do you guys go fast? Are you the fast talking kind?
No, not really.
God, some of those Latin people talk so fast.
Yeah. Dominicans are my favorite. You don't even understand what they're saying. It's like English with Jamaicans. I don't know if you've talked to many Jamaicans, but
I have a story.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you can barely understand Jamaicans in English. So that's the equivalent in Spanish. It's the Dominicans, Cubans, and Puerto Ricans. But I still love their accent. But anyways.
You know, in Jamaica, that was my first vision of true poverty. I'd never seen it before. And then we got a trip to Jamaica when they started a new airline.
Oh,
I was in like 7th grade. I just started 7th grade.
Wow.
And they started a new airline that went to Jamaica. So my parents got really cheap tickets because we were poor. But they were like, we'll never get to do this again. So they just got tickets to Jamaica. And we went there and it was all you can eat, the resort. So I would just literally walk up to a hut and be like, I want burger and fries, and they'd give me a burger and fries. Like that's it, which is phenomenal. Um, well, I took my burger and fries and I went over and I sat, on a bench or whatever. And there was a kid. There's like a fence, and he was on the other side of the fence. This little Jamaican boy, and he was like, like pointing at the food. And then I know my sister, like, I was gonna give him a fry, and then my sister's like, "No, the sign says you can't feed them." And I was so sad. I was so heartbroken.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But question, did you try breadfruit?
No.
Oh, that's some good stuff, bro.
Breadfruit?
Yep. It's a fruit from Jamaica. I don't know if it's just Jamaica, but it's a type of fruit. It's pretty good. But anyway.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe I did try it and I just didn't know, like don't remember. I was in 7th grade back then. I'm an old man now.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. I doubt it though.
Yeah. You'll have to go back and eat some in front of that kid.
Yeah, I'll find him. He's probably not dead. All right. Let's move on. Majority is here again. He'll be the remainder of the questions, by the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I love some Dragon Quest Popo questions.
When you talk to average Joes, what don't they understand about RPGs or your taste in RPGs? I'm going to also say the next question because I think they kind of tie into each other.
Okay.
Have you had any success getting people into RPGs / RPG series? How or how not?
I've had, I guess the answer kind of goes into each other, but I've had success in having people try them, but I feel like if they don't get it, they just won't like them. If I don't know, because like I don't know, my buddy that I've had try RPGs, for example, he just like he doesn't care about story at all, ever, which in an RPG, I mean, you don't have to necessarily care about the story, but I don't know, because the pacing with RPGs, it's more of like a chill game where you kind of like it kind of wants you to read the story sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's like a key part of RPGs. Not all of them, again, but I feel like that's a key part. And he likes shooters and stuff like that. So anyway, he'll never get it. But yeah,
you could try like Fallout with him. Does he like Fallout?
No.
Shit. Yeah, I kind of gave up on trying to convert people into liking RPGs a long time ago. Like, cause like why?
Yeah.
Like it makes no difference here or there if they like it or not.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of weird. I when I was younger, I tried a couple times with some friends, and they did not get it.
Yeah.
They're like,
if you don't get it, you don't get it. It's. I feel like it's that simple.
yeah.
But
the things they don't understand, like kind of like you said, is there's a lot of story and they're not there for it. A lot of times, they need to make more RPG, like turn-based RPGs that are like the Dark Souls series. The only one I could think of is really SMT5.
Oh wow!
Is where there is a story if you dig deep enough,
right?
But it's not like shoved in your face all the time.
Right.
Needs to be more of that. Most turn-based RPGs now have so much dialogue and talking that I would never want them to play them either. So I don't really blame them.
I get it's like it's a pretty hardcore niche, I'd say. Like somebody that actually reads all the dialogue, but yeah.
Well, and like another one is the turn-based combat, because a lot of let's face it, we're talking about mostly turn-based games,
right?
Obviously, we both like the Souls series, but that's almost like a side thing. Because we like Dragon Quest and Pokemon, stuff like that. So it's like they get stuck on that, and there's really no answer to it because even Square Enix has given up on turn-based for the most part. Like Final Fantasy, I read an interview about Final Fantasy 16, and he was like, "We just made it so casual people like kids can play it because they wouldn't play a turn-based game."
Oh wow.
So
Yikes.
that's why it plays like Devil May Cry, and why I'm not buying it. So
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah.
I was gonna buy it, and then I started reading a bunch of reviews, and it was like they liked it. The reviewers were
Okay.
positive about it, but they're like, it's a lot of Devil May Cry and not a lot of RPG.
Oh.
And I
I
was
did see
like,
this one. I think he was a reviewer. He was like eating something and just like had his controller and was just mashing one button while he was like in a fight.
mm.
And I don't. Yeah. I mean, I guess
Well,
it's easy, but
yeah. Well, they set up an easy mode that you can just do combos with a button press.
oh wow.
So
Well,
that's what he
well, that's
did.
kind of like Kingdom Hearts in a way.
Oh my god, dude! My friend Alex. You never actually
Gex?
met Alex, right? You just know of him.
Gex?
Yeah, Mr. Gex himself. Um, he loves Kingdom Hearts,
Oh, okay.
and I don't understand it. And we just constantly, that's just one of the things that we don't agree on. One
You
of
know,
the
it's
many
funny.
things.
I used to love Kingdom Hearts a lot. Like the combat was fun and stuff like that. But like when 3 came out and I like played 3 a little bit, I was like, man, what the hell is happening right now? I don't know. I like I don't know. I just like I just lost interest. I don't know. I don't know why, but it looks gorgeous, but I don't know. I can't finish the game.
I don't think it looks gorgeous at all. I think it looks like
Oh,
trash. I think it looks like PS3 garbage.
well, there
It's
you go.
probably was made for PS3 and they just ported it over and said, "That's a
Well,
PS4 game."
I could see that.
Can
I
you
could
believe
definitely.
that? Like the first one came out what, like 2002 or something?
Yep.
And they
Mhm.
released that game almost 20 years later, expecting the fan base to still be there. It's a kids game. The fan base is
Yeah.
like, we're past this now. We
Yeah.
this is over. And
Yeah. Seriously.
they
Yeah.
got rid of all the Final Fantasy stuff in it. It's
Yeah.
just a Disney game.
Yeah. But even then, it isn't there. I don't know. You hear a lot of stuff, especially with how long it took for 3 to come out, where it's like I don't know. I guess Disney was being kind of difficult or whatever as well. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, but it is weird that they went away from Final Fantasy. Now I heard something. Maybe I'm making this up. I don't know. But like they're gonna get rid of Disney stuff and just move on to Final Fantasy. I don't know. I don't know.
Are they
I
really
don't know
trying to make a
anymore.
Kingdom Hearts 4? Or would it be like a Kingdom Hearts 3 out of 23 uh re shove it up my ass kind of game or
Mm.
something?
It might be that one. It might be that one. They do have very interesting titles. So
Oh my god. What a shit series. I seriously, I don't like the first one. I don't like the second one. I'm guessing I don't like any of the other ones cuz they're probably
mm,
garbage too. Like what a trash series. Just like utter garbage.
I should clarify. I don't hate it. I just I just don't enjoy it as much as I used to. But yeah.
Dude, I remember booting that first one up and like you're on the island, right? And then you do some stupid shit and then like a cutscene plays and it's like some Korean pop music or some J-pop or something and I was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible."
It's definitely very old school. Yeah. Yep. This guy.
Teddy says, "What RPG remake or sequel would commercially?" Okay, hold on. Okay, let me try again. What RPG remake or sequel would commercially thrive nowadays? Commercially, we're putting our CEO hats on.
Jeez. Nowadays, huh? Hmm.
Commercially thrive. What a weird question.
Hmm.
So you're trying to think like what series could they
Okay.
bring back that people would buy?
I don't know. I don't know if it would be I'm assuming there's a game out there like this, but it has to have like horoscopes and star signs and all this like Gen Z stuff, with like
Really?
Gemini and stuff like that. Maybe each like sign has its own ability and like stuff like that. I don't know. And that would totally and they're like a minute long.
Oh, because kids have no attention span. Well,
I,
would it be a sequel then, or a sequel to a game?
I mean, it could be, yeah. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what his question was. It has to be a remake or sequel.
Oh, interesting. Mm.
I have a cynical one.
Here, let's hear it.
Parasite Eve.
I don't even know what that is.
You know, it's funny. You're not the first person. I was hanging out with some people, some coworkers,
Mm.
and they were talking about bands. And they said
Okay.
this band, because there was music playing. They said this band is called Parasite Eve. I
Mm.
said that was a classic video game on the PlayStation. They said we don't know what you're talking about. Instantly lost all
Ye-
credibility with them. Parasite Eve was a horror RPG by Squaresoft on the PS1.
Wow.
It dealt with mitochondria,
What the freak?
trying to become a superior race to humans,
Okay.
and had a pretty bitchin' soundtrack.
Sounds
Um,
good.
its combat was interesting. It was like a mixture of real time and turn based.
Okay.
You'd have to see it. It's weird, but really cool idea. Really surprisingly well executed.
Hmm.
But I think they could tweak it just a little bit and make it seem more like the cough thing that happened recently. I'm not even gonna say the word because I think you get in trouble. Maybe that's
Right.
over now, but yeah, you could tweak it just to be a little more like that,
Right.
and then release it as Parasite Eve remake.
There you go.
They made 2 extra ones, I think, or maybe 2 or 3, and they were not RPGs, and I don't discuss them. But the original Parasite Eve, I think they could do a remake of it, and it would be culturally relevant.
There you go. Majority would buy it first, I believe.
What about you? Any the horoscope?
Yeah, horoscope RPG, I'd call it.
Trying to think if there was one that had
It'd be a
something
mobile
like that.
game.
Yes. Oh my god, Teddy would be dying if he heard that. He would say like, "We're bringing back this RPG and it's for mobile." Oh, that would kill him.
Yeah.
Um, Teddy's next one is make a video response, which is what we're doing. Come up
Oh.
with your best fast food RPG crossover pitch.
Fast food RPG crossover? So like two companies like going against each other sort of thing? Or
The way I read this is what fast food could work in an RPG type setting.
Oh.
Or maybe even like an existing RPG with a fast food thing somehow.
Oh, interesting. I guess you could do like where you start your own fast food chain. You name it whatever you create your character, your fast food, right? And you have to go and the bosses of the game are all existing fast food chains.
Oh
You know,
shit.
you'll eventually get to you might start off with something like, I don't know, like Arctic Circle. I don't even know if you know what that is.
No.
You might move up to Wendy's,
Wendy's, yeah.
eventually Burger King, and then
Yeah.
the final boss we all know would be McDonald's. But yeah.
Oh shit, that's way better. I thought you were gonna go with a Moonlighter approach for a second.
Oh,
You've seen that game?
I think so. Is it with the spaceship? No, or am I thinking of like lunar?
Loon or something. Moonlighter is like a Zelda style RPG where
Okay.
you run a weapons shop. And
Oh,
at night, that's why it's called Moonlighter. At night, you go into dungeons and
oh,
you find stuff for your shop.
that's
And
kind of cool.
so I thought it was going to go that way where you're finding new recipes or something through
There's
RPG
another.
mechanics.
There's another
But I
way to
kind
do
of
it.
like yours. Yours reminds me not that it's an RPG, but yours kind of reminds me of No More Heroes. Did you ever play that one?
No, but my buddy loves that series. So
It's another one that Alex really likes, and
Mhm.
I think it's good. But
Okay.
that's it. That's I see. I have no love of style. You know, like I don't have like an artistic drive to me at all. So like,
Right.
because it's like an artsy game.
Right. Yeah, yeah. It looks very it also kind of looks very what's the what's the word? Like what? Pop culture or like
Yeah, like Andy Warhol, like
uh
pop art. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I don't care for that. I don't.
Okay.
I see it and it just like it's like hits me in the head and bounces off. Like I don't
Yeah.
follow it. And it he was. I remember that when we finished playing it, we did a map out on the button mappers, which you still are required to show up for at some point. You can't dodge us
Sure.
forever.
Okay. That's fine.
And we did the map out, and he was like explaining to me what he thinks the whole story meant. And I told him I think the story is nothing. Like there is no story, and that's the point.
There you go. It's just all like his imagination and he just had a brain fart or
No, I
something.
just think it's nonsense. I think
Oh,
the
well,
whole
there you
thing is purposefully nonsense.
go.
And he
Okay.
wouldn't take that. He said, "No, it's like the inner struggle of a warrior clashing with his own morals of killing." And I said, "No, it means nothing." See, I don't get it. I don't get stuff like that. It just doesn't work for me.
There you go.
I
That's
like
fine.
your game better than mine. We'll go with yours
Sure. There you go.
because I want to kill McDonald's.
Yeah.
I want
Gotta
to.
get old Ronald McDonald.
Would it
And then
be?
you
Yeah, would it
obviously
be the mascot?
oh, absolutely. And
Okay.
then all his, Grimace and the Hamburglar and all them would be like
Yeah.
his like, his bosses up to get to Ronald. So,
Yeah. And I wonder if like Grimace and stuff, the Hamburglar, they show up like spirit like periodically throughout the game
oh, there you go. That's a good one.
and cause
Yeah.
mayhem. Yeah,
Yeah, they might like mess with your I don't know. Yeah, no, that's good. I like it.
I like that a lot.
There you go.
Oh boy, last RPG or last question, I should say, and we got to go negative.
Oh, okay.
What NES RPGs can you / can't you tolerate?
Oof. Um, Honestly, this is probably outside of my realm of expertise because I've never played an NES RPG. I am so sorry.
Okay, well, I will say all of them. I don't want to deal with any of it. I've tried. I think I've tried. Like, have you heard of Crystalis?
I have
I
not.
remember people gushing about that. I tried it for like 2 seconds and immediately put it down. I do
You're
not
like,
like the
this is
NES.
literal poop. So,
Yeah, I just don't like it. It's I grew up on the Super Nintendo and I can't like look back. I have a very hard time looking back.
yeah,
So like I can't.
I think that's my problem too because, yeah, same. Super Nintendo was the shit. So,
Yeah.
Super Mario World, Mario All Stars, Mario Kart, and RPGs, from that
Oh.
time as well. Just there's so many great SNES games, but
Yeah,
yeah,
so it's like I can't play the Dragon Quest games from then. Like I'm just not gonna. Like why do that? There's so many better options for even just one. Like
I agree.
why do that?
Yeah,
2, 3, 4, forget it. Like I'll just play
yeah,
the better ones. Final Fantasies, why play that original one?
there
Just
you go.
hate life. Like I'm not gonna do that. Other RPGs? There aren't really any. I will say, technically, this isn't NES, but Phantasy Star 1
Oh,
is actually really good, which took me completely by surprise. I was not ready for how good it was.
I played a Phantasy Star for the PSP, and I enjoyed it. I think it was 2. I could be wrong. I don't know, but
If it was 2, that'd be a little surprising, but it could
maybe
be.
it wasn't.
It could be 2.
I don't know. But I did play a Phantasy Star game, which was pretty fun. But
Um, but technically that's Master System, I think. So it's not the NES, but it is kind of the era of it.
yeah,
And also I played the Switch version, which has some quality of life improvements. Without those quality of life improvements, I don't think I would like it because I would be stuck for sure. Because there's it's like a first person dungeon crawler at parts.
Okay.
And there's walls that you can't see that you can actually walk through. But on the Switch version, it tells you what those walls are, like when you walk by it.
Interesting.
But in the game, I don't think it shows it. So you'd have to literally go up to every wall, and you'd have to know to do it. To go up to every wall and like run into it and see if it did anything.
Sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, fuck that. Like I don't know why they see too much of those old games. They just fuck with you. Like that's it. Like because they didn't have anything else. So it's like I just finished. This is not an RPG. I just finished playing Mega Man. I know everyone thinks that game is great, and it is a great game, for its time.
Right.
But it sucks. It's like a shitty game. It's like
it was a simpler time.
It's a simpler, dumber time where you like jump on a ledge and then something knocks you off it and you didn't see it. Like you couldn't see it. It's a game is just like fuck you. It's like why? Why would you play that? Like knowing like when you could play a Super Nintendo game.
Right. I think maybe maybe their idea for when they were making games back then was like memorization. Maybe
it totally was 100%.
But
it was memorization because one of the final bosses like late in the game, it just shoots a bunch of things at you in the same order.
God.
And you would have to physically memorize it. You'd have to die like 50 times just to memorize it.
Jeez.
Or probably like 20 times. But it's so dumb. Like it's not fun. It's not like a good game.
I feel like I've played those games, but it's been so long that I don't even remember. But yeah.
Trash.
Does not sound enjoyable.
No. But that's all we have for questions. Thank you so much, Dragon Quest Poppy. Are you gonna go stream something?
Yeah, first I have to check. I think I have to feed my son, but then I'm gonna stream. So yeah.
We'll check first. Yeah. You don't want to feed him unnecessarily.
Well, I heard him cry a little bit, but anyway.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. What are you streaming today?
Dragon Quest X online.
Oh, did you get the whole patch thing
English
going?
tools. Yeah.
My one problem with Dragon Quest X is that you still have to use the controller, right?
Yeah.
And the controls like ass.
Honestly, so what I've noticed is when you move diagonally, it like makes your character walk.
Yeah.
But if you use the camera control and you're just going forward, you can kind of get around that.
That's what I remember having to like adjusting myself to do.
And so that part is a little frustrating, but honestly, besides that, I'm having a blast. I love the combat. It's not really like turn-based, it's more of like time-based, but it's really cool. It's awesome. I'm loving it so far. I'm really enjoying it. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully they release that offline version here. I know it's so far not announced, but
yeah, hopefully someday.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and good luck streaming. Good luck feeding your child.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, man.
All right. Awesome. Well, bye everybody.
Peace out.